Hello, everybody. I'm Ash.
And I'm Joe, and welcome back to yet another Tesla Investor Day video.
We'll get to the end of the promise.
We promise we will. We're trying to record more and more per week, but as I said, schedules don't always line up. Right,
No,
so I'm going to go ahead and share the PDF. Alright, so here we go. We're starting on full self-driving today, which, as we said in the last video, we are probably not the best people to be talking about this.
no,
But
to
it's
be
in there,
honest.
we're going to talk
I
about it.
absolutely love the idea. I'm mad about it, want it, everything else. But as for knowing a lot about it, that's not me.
Yeah. So now that I'll be getting a Tesla in about 2 months or so, and I'm not gonna have full self-driving, but the software is the software. It's very similar, and they are updating it and all that, so that autopilot that no longer uses the. No, have they done that yet? Or am I confused? The highway stack, is that now using the neural nets, or is it still using the old school code on autopilot, or is it just full self-driving beta that's stopped using the old school code on highways?
That's something I need to have a look at, to be honest. I don't know the answer.
But yeah, so what this is more about what was covered in AI Day. I don't think they went too much in detail on this. It was more of a repetition of AI Day. AI Day was awesome. So what we had here is the what do they call it? Oh, I'm eating a blank. The space thing. What was it called?
Space time?
No, not space time. That's for the factory. This thing where they are able to represent everything that they see around volumetric space, basically.
Okay.
So every object is defined as the volume that it takes up, not just a big block or something. It's actually done in little squares so they can measure it. You know, measure all the tiny little differences and stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, that's pretty sick. But again,
It's so clever.
that was a repetition of AI Day, and AI Day was awesome.
I think this year is going to be insane.
I think this year on AI Day they're gonna come out with about. I would imagine they're gonna have about 50 to 100 optimists walking around.
Um, Potentially. Or I'm
That'd
hoping
be
they're going to
awesome.
that would be brilliant. I'm really hoping they're going to release a new car in AI Day, especially if it's yeah.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would do that on AI Day. AI Day is about the AI. Um, I think
Oh,
the new car would
if
have its own event.
if it's a robo taxi, that is AI.
If they say the new car will be the robotaxi, then they still don't have to release what it looks like.
No, potentially not, but hopefully just give us some more information on it.
But yeah, they could potentially say that this new car that they're going to be building in Mexico will be also be produced as robotaxis. This will be
Yes.
the this will be the thing that they maybe just take the steering wheel out, and there you go. It's a robotaxi once they're allowed to do it.
No, once they get
But
the
yet,
go ahead.
when I test drove the Tesla, the vision system, even I'm pretty sure I had the old code, the highways, the old non-neural net highway stack. It was still brilliant. It was seeing cones, it was seeing all the vehicles, it was, considering that's the old code and it's already so much more advanced than anything else I've ever experienced. It was just,
I've,
yeah, brilliant.
I've never driven a
Absolutely.
Tesla, so I can't have an
Do,
opinion on that one.
do yourself a favor and book a test drive.
That's okay. I'll just ask my neighbor, borrow his.
Yeah, do that. Ask your neighbor to if you can borrow his car. It's you can get what's his name temporary insurance from one of those many insurance apps.
No,
You
I'll
have
make a plan.
hourly insurance or something. Go
Yeah, I
go
can make a
drive a
plan.
Tesla. It is worlds apart.
No, it's the one pedal driving I'm going to have to get used to.
No, the one pedal driving is awesome. Honestly, you get used to it very quickly, and it's really awesome.
Fair enough. I'll have to take your word on that.
Like I really enjoy that. I can't wait to get it. Like I got to drive to Portsmouth and back today. That is 230 miles that I got to do today. I'm just thinking,
Ouch.
my gosh, I wish I had a Tesla already.
Yep, with full self-driving capabilities.
Well, I won't have full self driving because we don't get it here.
Not yet, but it will come.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they were talking about language for lanes. So they're using basically something like ChatGPT, which is a language model, to predict the lanes that it needs to take. Again, a reiteration of AI Day, which was they went into a lot more detail there, and it was just freaking brilliant how they how they do this. It's not just a lot of intersections. The lines can be painted weird. Like you come up
Yes.
to the intersection, and on the road it will say both lanes are for that exit, and maybe this lane is for that one as well. And then when you enter it, all of a sudden it shifts, but the lines don't follow the shift.
Yes.
And that's why my missus hates roundabouts. Like you might know by LTN1, the junction there over the M1.
Yes.
Yeah, she refuses to go through that junction.
That's an easy one.
She refuses to go through it. For you and me, it's easy, but the lines do not match up with what necessarily is there. Like it's very confusing. Where if you come from the north down, then you're not really sure which lane you should be in to go to the exit to go to LTN1, for instance. Everybody seems to take the left, and when you get to the exit, they choose whichever lane they want. And I'm saying no, it should be the right lane to then take the right turn. And then a lot of people honk at me saying that I'm taking the wrong lane. I'm like, no, you bugger off.
It all depends on where you're going and what the exit looks like, to be
Yeah.
honest. If
With
if
Mr.
yeah, if you don't know the road, then it becomes a hell of a lot more complicated. But if you know where you're going, then it's easier because in that specific junction which you're talking about now, you can actually use the left and the middle one because it's got a two-lane exit. But most people don't do that because every car that sits in the left-hand lane wants to turn immediately left.
This is a
And then you
junction we're
get
talking about. Oh, I haven't shared that with you. Alright, I got it up on the screen. You know what I'm talking about. Where the
I
hell is the view to change the view? I'm on Google Maps. Anyway, let's go
oh,
back to the PDF. But yeah, if you come up here, just for the people watching, as you'll be able to watch it later in the video,
that's
this is
fine.
a two-lane entry. I was trying to switch this to satellite view, but I can't see the button for it. This is a two-lane entry. So if you then come out here to turn right here, you have two lanes here to turn right. Oh, two lanes here. One is to go straight, one is to turn right. So I say if you come here and you want to go right there, you should be on the right lane on this one. You can follow a roundabout and enter the right lane there. Because if you're in the left lane, it will be to turn left or to take the straight there. And the right here should be to go there and there. But both of these lanes just says the name of this road, yeah, basically. I think no, I think it says 507. I don't know.
Uh, One it says 507 for the left one. Obviously, I can't see now, so yeah, correct me if I'm wrong.
It does say 507 for the left.
It does, yes.
Okay, so 507 is the one that goes past LTN1, which is Amazon there.
Yeah,
I think they've got the dot in the wrong place on the LTN1. They
you can
stamped it.
either go left on that junction, which takes you. I can't remember what that road's now.
You go left, it takes you to the junction to then turn right onto the 421,
To
which takes you to
yeah,
Bedford.
to Bedford. There we go. That's the one.
Yeah,
Yes.
which would be there. Or you can go that way and go back towards Milton Keynes if you keep going straight and not turn right. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
but either way, that left-hand side lane there, that can either turn left or it can go straight on to go towards the Amazon place. But if you're in that lane, you're in the wrong lane to get to the Amazon warehouse. You actually need to be in the middle lane because on the exit there's two lanes. One goes straight, the other one turns right to go to the Amazon.
yeah, so why did you say middle?
Because you have to be in the middle because otherwise you're either going to go straight or you're going to be in the wrong lane when you come out.
Um, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like the line indications aren't great here. So let's go back to Tesla's thing. I'll minimize that. This is where their thing would, with the knowledge that they get from Google Maps, because Tesla uses Google Maps, of where the exit and stuff is should be, and with what the cameras can see, they should be able to be figure out a lot better where you need to go, where you need to be, where your turns need to be, and it creates for much smoother turns. And if you look at how the Tesla turns these days on FSD Beta, my gosh, that's smooth. It's go watch Dirty Tesla's videos. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's just he's done and put a little white line on the top of his steering wheel so you can actually see how much it turns and it's jerking or not. And it's just smooth, takes it, whatever, it's brilliant. Tesla's doing a
Yeah.
really good job of making it comfortable. Whereas I remember in the beginning when I started getting into Tesla, there was a lot of talk of it, like you could see it shaking, jerking, and it's like trying to stay in the middle of the lane. Where now it will, if it's taking a corner, will take it more naturally and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
Tesla's improved massively.
That's it. The baby's growing up effectively. It learned to walk. Now it just needs to actually get its bearings proper.
Exactly. Next slide.
Complex planning problems.
Yeah, complex planning problems. Like, what the heck is even going on there? I'm not even sure. You got obviously a car in the way of where it wants to go. You got people crossing a road. There's no way that's a crosswalk with that car going across a crosswalk, is it? That seems wrong.
It does seem wrong. And that guy, I don't think that guy should be crossing that road there, to be
I
honest.
don't think it should be, no. So that is definitely a complex problem.
Oh, definitely. It's out of the ordinary. There's a guy and a dog walk in the middle of the motorway. What?
Exactly. But yeah, they're talking about they're aiming for 10 milliseconds for each planning configuration, so it will create multiple different plans, and 50 milliseconds to. I'm guessing they're saying which plan it's going to take and
Yeah.
execute it. I mean, that's millisecond responses. Humans don't respond that quick, which means this is far and above what humans can do. I mean, for us, that would be like, you know, half a second to a second to decide what's going on here and make a plan.
I don't know. I
But we
don't think
talk,
it's that much, to be honest. That's
what,
why the
half
self-driving.
a second?
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
Okay, which is 10 times longer than what FSD can do. So FSD is already 10 times faster than us.
Yeah, that's true. But it's still learning from us as well. So
Yes.
it's only going to get better.
Yeah. So, but yeah, 10 times quicker at making decisions than what humans can do. That is impressive. Ooh, that looks pretty.
Spaghetti junctions.
Lots of spaghetti junctions. But yeah, this is the multi-trip construction where different Teslas drive the same thing, or your Tesla drives different areas of the same road, and you can remember, you can you know remember the lanes that it should take. It doesn't have to do it every single time. I'm sure they have like a recent memory feature or something in there for roads that you drive frequently, so it doesn't have to spend the resources recalculating all the lanes every time.
It will do, definitely. But that comes down to the same thing we've just spoke about. If you know the route you're driving and you come to a roundabout, you know which exit you need to be at. Whether that road's marked or not, I don't need the road to be
Exactly,
marked. I know where I'm going.
exactly.
That's
So yeah,
exactly what the cars are learning as well, which is great.
because if you, for instance, drive, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, I can see a mouse.
Okay. If you, for instance, this is America, so they're going to be coming in this way, right? Yeah, they'll be coming in this way.
Driving the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. So if you drive this way, you might see that, or there might be stuff in the way, yeah? Once you come here, you will see down there and you will see down there, but you won't see that. If you need to turn this way, and let's say you go, really? Oh, so that will be that way. Okay, let's say you turn this way, and you then want to come this way. You need to know by the time you get here what lane you need to be in to then turn to your right location here.
Yes.
Where if you've done it before, or other Tesla has done it recently, it might be able to get that information.
Yeah, it'll know
Multi-trip.
where it needs to go.
And I think that's also where they get the data from for the rough road thing for the people who are lucky enough to have, air suspensions.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. That is some seriously high quality.
Rendering. That's
Yeah,
mad.
you know, just to train the cars, just to train the software, they've gone and created something that most gamers would be happy to play games in. Like seriously, Tesla could take this software and sell it to game creating companies
And
because
they
that
probably will in the future.
those companies will probably just scale it up a bit, the graphics and stuff, because yeah, there's shadows and stuff, but they're not using high end shaders and so on in this. Like you could have lot better shaders than what they're using here. But
And yeah, definitely, but it still looks absolutely awesome. You can
it does.
see the shade from absolutely everything. It looks like it's in the right place.
Yeah. No, it's really good. And when they showed the video of it, I don't know if they showed that yet. No, when they showed a video of it, how they can change the weather, they can change. They can put trees in the middle of the road. They can do everything just by in seconds. They can make changes,
Yes,
change the driving dynamics so the car has different obstacles it needs to overcome.
which is something you'll never be able to do with LiDAR.
No. Oh my gosh, what LiDAR thing?
LiDAR, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, LiDAR. It's shocking how expensive it is and how many companies insist on using it.
Yeah, they
And
also insist on going bankrupt.
and you've seen them driving around with this stuff on top of it, and it just looks like an abomination. Who wants to drive a car like that?
Not a chance. It's absolutely
No chance.
ridiculous. And then it gets into a little traffic jam where things aren't what it's supposed to be. Next moment, the car goes, no, 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 I can't drive here. Stop, get out."
Hmm.
Really?
Now, to be fair, if you go and purposely build a car with the stuff in there, it does look better. I'm pretty sure Lucid uses LiDAR, and the car looks great.
Lucid.
Yeah, I know, but I still think it's a great product. Just a shame that they've massively overpromised to what they could potentially deliver, and by that, I agree with Warren Redlich. I think it's a scam. They might actually make it, but I believe the way it was done is a scam, and I believe that Peter Rollison should have his time in court,
Oh, he'll get his
just
time in court.
just like the guy from Nikola had, because he's massively oversold stuff, got the stock price up so that he can get his compensation, because that's
Yeah.
what his rewards was based is based on stock price. And look at it now; it's less than what they opened up with.
Oh, it's gone down massively. What's like $4 or something a share now?
Last time I heard it was at like 7. You want to quickly check it up first?
Yeah, I can do. I'm certain I saw the other day. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, okay, no, right. $762. It's because I
Bear
was working. Because I was working in pounds. That's why my stuff were out. So I've got
okay.
four or £5 somewhere around there.
So bear in mind they opened up when they went public. It was a 9. They went all the way to 50. Peter Rollison got paid a crap load of money, and now it's down to 7.
Effectively, yes.
So even if you bought the day that it went live and you paid 9 a share, you're still out of pocket. There's no one who has made a profit overall, except for people who managed to buy at 9 and sold at 50. Those
It's
people
not a bit.
probably are very happy they sold at 50.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'm very happy that I never bought.
Exactly.
But then, luckily, at that time, I wasn't very electric car motivated. So, I
Nah.
guess it's probably a good thing that I got into it a little bit later than everybody else. If you look at the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Well, no, it would have been better to get in at like 2017, somewhere around there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I would have loved to buy Tesla at $4 a share. It would have been awesome
Yeah.
when they started. That would have been the ultimate. But I could say the same thing. I wish I got into Bitcoin when that started because I'd be a rich man now if I was.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here they're talking basically. This is a low key moment where they say basically, saying we get way more data than anybody else, and because we have way more data than anyone else, we can use in excess of 14,000 videos to train our system on to identify that car as standing still rather than driving, and that's just all.
I don't really know what to say. It is brilliant what they're trying to accomplish and will be accomplishing.
Yes, and again, it comes down to lots of high quantity and high quality data. Yeah, that's why the newer cars are going to be coming up with like the Cybertruck and so on. I don't know if they've already started it in some of the. I think they have in some of the Ys and threes. The 5 megapixel or 8 megapixel cameras. I think it's 5.
I think it's
So they're
five.
going. they've gone from what I think the old ones was what 1.3 something like that, which is
Not
about
sure.
HD ish to much better quality. So there's a lot more detail in the video, so it can make more sense of stuff, which is
No,
really
and
really good.
that's exactly where they leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Just the amount of
Ex-
physical data they've got. It's what puts them apart from everybody else, I would say.
yes, and there's the flywheel. Where does it start? The training set. There we go. I think that's where it starts. So you train it offline first. So this would be on the simulations or whatnot. Simulation auto labels, blah blah blah. Comes back. Then you start training the online model so that all the cars is on the road, all the testing things. Then they deploy it to the fleet. Triage shadow testing. That's brilliant. Basically testing in the background of everybody's cars. So even if you haven't paid for it, Tesla's still able to use your car and run their software on it and test. And that is why Tesla gives away $1,000 worth of computer hardware with every vehicle, because it helps them. Because that data that they get is worth way more than $1,000 per car.
It helps him with everything, to be honest. What if you buy a Tesla, whatever you want in that Tesla is already in that Tesla. They don't need
Exactly.
to give you a different model because now you want X, Y, or Z in it. No, press enter. There you go, mate. Crack on.
All yours.
Have
Then they
fun.
correct it, make the fixes, and then they just keep cycling, cycling, cycling. That's pretty much how all software stuff like that works. The difference is that as far as full self-driving fleets and cars and companies goes, no one gets as much data as Tesla. Because Tesla gets more and more data every single year. I mean,
Look at
yeah,
there was
because
a
they get more
slide the other
data.
day with the amount of data they get daily.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
Crazy,
huge.
100 what 140 something was it million?
I think it's 124 million miles a day.
Yes, there we go.
That is an
Daily data.
absolute insane amount. And that was based on them having roughly 4 million vehicles on the fleet. We say 4 million because that's what they've produced. Bear in mind, some cars have already been, crashed and broken and scrapped and whatnot. So let's say 3.5 million vehicles in the fleet. This year alone, they're going to be adding somewhere between 1.8 to 2.2 million to that number, effectively adding 50% extra.
Yes.
So by end of this year, they will have, what's that, 5.5 to 6 million vehicles in the fleet.
Yeah, which should give you roughly about 180,000 hours worth of data on a day.
180 million miles
180
driven
million miles a day.
a day.
It's mad.
Wow. Indeed, that is mad.
You say
So,
things like that, and you start thinking,
and the
how
thing
are
is,
they going to catch up with these people?
is that people don't realize is, unlike other car companies, that they have to send all the data to the car company, and you have to now have storage space for all this data until you can process it and see what's good or not. Tesla does that processing on the car and only sends what is relevant. So they don't need to have, I mean, they still have some of the biggest data centers there is, but they don't need to have as much storage space deployed in their data centers in order to store all this data until they can process it. Because the car already filters out the not useful data that they already know everything about, data that's been trained on a billion times. They don't need that anymore, so it's just delete.
No, it's just something that the car learned that will go
And
back.
and if Tesla's realize, okay, we're missing something here, they can put a thing out to the fleet saying, okay, we need this type of scenario. And if you drive 124 million miles a day, you're gonna hit a few of those scenarios every single day, at
Oh,
least a
definitely.
few. Which means now it will send that data every day and send it out.
Yeah. So really and truly, in a week's time, you should have a fair amount of data that you can go, okay, cool, let's update it and see if this works.
What I would like to know, yeah, is all this data that Tesla sends out. Does it wait until you get home and connect to your Wi-Fi, or does it send it over the SIM card that they have in the vehicle? Imagine their phone bill
Yeah,
for all
no.
this data that they send out.
I think that'll get sent straight from the car. I don't think it'll have to wait for you to get home to connect to your Wi-Fi.
exactly. So that would mean that it uses the built-in SIM card, which I'm guessing is a worldwide SIM card. Because if you pay for the premium connectivity, I'm pretty sure it's like 10 quid a month. But Tesla will still use that SIM card for their own stuff in the meantime.
Yes.
So that has a lot of data being sent, and I'm sure they're getting charged to receive that data through whoever's cell towers and whatnot. Like
There'll
whoever
be
the
some
service
sort of deal
providers is.
going on.
Exactly, but that is a lot of that money spent on just receiving the data.
Or is Elon using Starlink? Or how soon before he starts using Starlink?
Starlink's not on cars yet.
Not yet.
I don't think it would be. I,
Um,
I don't think there's a point in putting Starlink on small
no,
cars.
no, there was a Now You Know episode quite a few months ago now where
Yeah,
they
would I put it
had
on
a,
there and
yeah,
drove
put it on a
around?
pickup truck and went on a mission to see how it worked. The guy was
Yeah,
playing 4K games whilst he was driving around.
yeah, but now you're sitting with this giant satellite there. You're not going to build that into your car.
No, things get smaller as technology matures.
Yeah, but you need the satellite to like position itself in the right direction to receive the base signal. In a car, you're not going to be able to do that because now you're creating wind resistance. So you'd want to maybe build it flat into a roof, and now you're not going to get as good a signal. I don't know how it works because I mean they are employing it in freaking airplanes.
Yeah,
So
there's
maybe
got to
that
be a way. There will be a way. We're
maybe
just
they
not.
just put like a couple of them around the airplane so you can get signal from all directions.
No, that's no. I don't. I honestly don't know. Whatever I'm going to say next, I'm probably going to be wrong. So I'm just going to shut up.
Besides, that's kind of irrelevant to what we're doing here. Anyway, lovely data centers. You and me are all too familiar with these type of things.
Oh, and how I don't miss it.
Oh no, absolutely not. The noise, the temperature, always cold in there. You have no idea what's his name outside's like. It could be raining, it could be sunny. You have no indication of what it is like outside.
No, it's absolutely horrible. I hated it. Well,
I I loved being in the environment, being a bit of a computer freak, but the work that we did there was like mind-numbing boring.
yes.
But yeah, here we go. Large networks needs large clusters. This part makes me excited. Like the Dojo chip makes me very excited of what Tesla's doing there. But the current cluster is 14,000 GPUs. My gosh.
That is a real crazy amount, to be honest.
4,000 GPUs just for auto labeling. This is like. I'm sure there's Bitcoin farms that's not even as big as these. I don't know. I don't know if. No, they won't be. No chance. Bitcoin farms aren't that big, and most Bitcoin farms use ASIC miners anyway. But
Exactly.
the ones that do use GPUs, they are not even close to being this big.
Now, can you imagine if Bitcoin actually used that much? People would go absolutely insane.
Exactly. But listen to this one: 30 petabytes of distributed video cache or storage. So we just spoke about how Tesla needs less storage than other places because they filter it at the car level, and yet they still need 30 petabytes. It's because they have that many vehicles on the road pushing the information. I can guarantee you no other car company or full self-driving attempts out there has this much storage because they don't have that many vehicles out there, so they don't need that much storage.
No, the technology is not there for them yet, so it'd be a pointless exercise.
But yeah, listen to this: 500,000 videos rotating through the cache each day. They bring in about 500,000 videos a day and delete about 500,000 old ones or already processed videos a day. There's a lot of video processing each and every day.
No, that AI is really working very hard.
That's 10,000 top end GPUs. We're talking about these GPUs costing what? 10,000 each?
I'm not sure. I won't be able to comment on that one.
Let's have a quick look at the NVIDIA Quattro. NVIDIA Quattro. I don't know which version. Who knows?
Look for the latest, most expensive one. Let's just use that.
Let's go to I want the HP one. Voice.
Definitely don't want HP.
Let's go to scan because that's usually where I buy my stuff. Price high to low because it will be the highest one because I want the best value for money.
Of course, yes, it's Tesla.
All right, so most of them says call for price. They don't even want to list the price.
So basically, if you need to find out the price, you can't afford it.
NVIDIA Workstation Compute graphics card and NVIDIA Workstation Visualization graphics card. So would they use the visualization one? I would guess so.
You'd
So
think so, because
you seem to be looking at about 5 to 8 grand each. Five
they
to
need
eight
four,
grand each.
they need
I should have probably shared
14,000
that.
of them. They need 14,000 of them just for labeling and training.
That's not too expensive for Tesla, considering the amount of money they're printing. That's
So
112 million.
14,000 times 8,000.
That's 112
Yeah,
million.
112 mil. Yeah.
That's not too bad for
Wow.
Tesla.
No.
No, the
They
problem
make
is
more.
that's not just the graphics card. Also they need, the server that it goes into. So you could maybe fit, depending on the server, 4 to 8 of these graphics cards in one server chassis. Now you need a top end CPU to be able to handle that. You need a crap ton of memory, probably around, I would say, 512 gigs of memory or even more, depending on how much of the what's his name can handle the motherboard. And those motherboards are not cheap. They're a few £1,000s each that can handle that many things. So all in all, you're probably adding an extra, I would say, £1,000 per graphics card just for the support structure.
Okay, so not 14K. 112 mil 14K is change.
Yeah, but still, I just want to walk in there and just walk around and look at it all, and maybe open one or two. That's like my dream place.
I don't know. You've been in one data center, you've been in them all.
No, no, no. I want to be in a high end one like that where there's so many graphics cards working.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. I'm not going to lie to you, but again, data center is a data center.
Yeah. Now we
Seen
get
enough of
to
them in my lifetime not to want to go into another one.
yeah. All right. Scalable FSD equals AI plus data plus compute. Well, yeah. I think when they say higher utilization, they're talking about they just have more and more of it happening, more cars on the road, more of them using it. Every car comes with standard what's his name, autopilot, which is already safer than everything else, which I think is about 3 times safer than the US average. And when you do actual full shelf FSD beta, I mean that is between 6.5 times better per million miles driven.
Yes.
That is just, yeah. This is why I need to get a Tesla. This is one of the main reasons of getting a Tesla. It is safer. Like,
Safer, more economical. It is almost a no-brainer at this point in time. And for me
yeah,
to say that, it's yeah, I've been converted.
you flipped quite quickly, hey?
Took me a few months to get there, but
Yeah.
at least I can admit when I was wrong.
Yeah, safety is paramount. That's people are willing to pay more for better. People are willing to pay more for safer. And
100%.
those two factors alone is what's allowing me to consider paying so much more for Tesla compared to if I bought a normal vehicle. The normal vehicle, I would never have considered going that high for a vehicle. Just not even an option.
No, why? Especially these days where a car is not an asset anymore. It's an expense. Back in the
Exactly.
day, a car used to be an asset. They don't like that no more.
Yeah. Hey, thumbs up.
Hello. There you are.
You little bugger. Can't wait to have a few of these.
Just one will do for now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna touch on this right now. If you guys want to see very, very in-depth breakdowns of this, go watch Scott Walters and John Gibbs on the what's his channel's name? Uh, Doctor Know It All. They do some really in-depth breakdowns on all of it because Scott Walters does the mechanical side. Literally, what he does for a living is warehouse robotics, and John Gibbs is trains was a professor in AI and 3D modeling and that kind of stuff. So they're really professionals in the industry, and they know what they're looking at, and they know what to see and how it's all being done. Honestly, go watch it. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I can't
brilliant.
have too much to say again on this field. It's not my speciality.
No, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And there we go. That's it for today.
Lovely.
Lovely. We'll continue on charging next time.
We're getting there.
We are
We'll
getting
get there.
there. We're getting there. Yeah, the charging. There's a lot to say about charging. Just absolutely brilliant.
And I like the
Okay.
fact that they open up the charges to other places. But yeah, we'll cover that in another
Separate
video.
video. We already.
Yes.
Jeez, we're going for a long time.
Where are we at now? 50 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So, anything else you want to
No, I'm good.
add? No. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.